Welcome back once again, vinyl fans, not to be confused with OnlyFans, although at times as much nudity. This is the little dog and pony show known as Racer Records. And I, of course, am Racer, or Joe, whichever you'd like to call me. A little something different today. There is a challenge out there, and as I am new to doing all this, I'm going to try and get in on some of these challenges. It's the 1, 2, 3 challenge. What you have to do is you have to pick your favorite album by a band that was their first album, or your favorite album by a band that was their second, and so on and so on. So 1, 2, 3, and see how far you can go. Here is just a little hint as to how far I got. Now this was put out there by the gentleman by the name of MetalMickey. From what I understand, he had been away for a while, but decided to come back and do some more videos, get back on camera, and put this challenge out to his followers. Now, the ones that I watched, and I didn't watch them all, were all fairly metal-based. There's going to be a little bit, as I point over to the stack, there's going to be a little. I don't know if any of it's going to be considered true metal. There's going to be some classic rock. I'm a classic rock guy. That's what it is. Not necessarily all the time, but a fair bit of the time, I'm a classic rock guy. So with that said, let's get going. Let's see what we've got. So the very first album that came to mind when this challenge, when I first started watching videos about this challenge, was my favorite debut by a band. And you know what? This is where it's hard, actually, is early. Later, it actually vice versa. Well, it's a little of both. Now that I've really confused myself, it's hard at the beginning because there's lots to choose from. Then it gets harder as you move up the number because there's less to choose from. Because by the time a band gets to its 10th or 11th or 12th album, it gets hard to pick, but we're going to get there. So anyway, first album I thought of when I saw this was this one. This one. There we go. There's the front. I'm going to get that right yet. And yeah, I know it clashes a little bit with my shirt because this and this is not the same other than, well, the Boston part is. But this was a buddy of mine. Did this forever ago. She painted this for me and thought I'd pull it out for this video. I didn't tell her what to do. She chose this album and I love it. And I've had it for, I don't know, 30 plus years, and it's still in fantastic shape. So, with all of that said, this is my favorite Boston album. Side one, in my opinion, definitely one of the greatest side ones ever. So, there you go. That is number one, the first album by a band that is my favorite album by them. I think you get the concept now. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, number two. There's going to be a little bumper in between. I'm not sure how that's going to come across, but we're going to give it a shot. And, you know, I'm kind of new to this, so I'm trying different things, having a little fun with it. Make sure you check out Racers Fast 5 as well, also on my channel. Every Tuesday and Friday, there's going to be what's called the Racers Fast 5. And there's my cat in the background, but I don't edit, so she gets to be in it. Hi, Zilla. She'll just destroy the racetrack. She was named Catzilla before the racetrack, although she lives up to her name. Now, with that said, where was I? Oh, yeah, Racers Fast 5. Every Tuesday and Friday, I'm going to find 5 albums. I'm going to try and somehow tie them together. I'm not going to tell you what it is that ties them together. There might be more than one thing. You're going to guess, and we're going to have a little bit of fun with it. So make sure you like, subscribe, and, of course, hit notify. Tuesdays and Fridays will be the Racers Fast 5, and then other times it will be this. Okay, number two. Now that I got that out of the way, and I shouldn't have got that out of the way there, but I did, and away we go. Next up, yeah, easy pick. Although I've got a 2B that I'm going to show you real quick as well, but what can you say? Led Zeppelin 2, It's tough. They're all very good, but this is my favorite. So, number 2 album by the band, that is my number 2. I'm not going to say that anymore, but because you know what I mean. Now, the honorable mention is actually going to go to this one because I thought of this pretty quickly as well. And yeah, this is the picture disc. I have the good copy and the original copy from the mid-70s over in the shelves. And I keep threatening to show you the shelves, and I'm going to one point. But anyway, because there was an album before this, Stoney and Meatloaf, if you look for it, it's out there. So there's going to be some semantics here, whether albums are going to be the first or the second. But I'm going to go with, well, this would have been the second. And that's just my rules. Anyway, so that is number 2 and number 2B. There's only going to be one B. Next.
3.
The funkiest little jazz song ever written, right? All right. Up next is number 4. So the 4th album. No, the 3rd. I'm only on 3. Confusing myself. I don't edit. If this is the first time you're watching, I'm not going to edit stuff. I'm just going to leave the bloopers in there. It's going to be like its own blooper reel right as we go along. Okay, number 3. So, best album, my opinion, and this is all, of course, my opinion and my taste. So, best album, that is the 3rd album by a band, and that is these guys. Got some new lighting that I'm working on, so there's going to be some shine here till I figure it out. I went out and I looked for a ring light today. I've decided, okay, I'm getting into this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get a ring light, but I didn't pull the trigger yet. So I've got some different lighting, and I think it's working. You can see my face. Not that that's a good thing or not, but anyway. So Pyromania, Hysteria was the big one. And I certainly have no problems with On Through the Night and High and Dry, and then there's the other ones. But this is what does it for me for Def Leppard. So, 3rd album by Def Leppard, and there you go, number 3 on the list. All right, let's move along to the next one.
4.
All right, up next is a guy that I was supposed to see in concert this year, and unfortunately had some health issues, and he has had to postpone them. Hopefully not cancel them altogether, just postpone them. And I've got, I've got another video that's coming up in a little while about all the concerts that I went to this year. So I think it turned out okay. Hope you watch it. Again, like, subscribe, and do all the other things that you do on YouTube. Anyway, this is the 4th album on the list, and the 4th album by Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, and it is Darkness on the Edge of Town. One of my favorites, obviously, my favorite by Bruce. And the first time I remember hearing this, I was at my buddy Dave Roberts' place, and we were sitting and playing pool, and I was sitting there, and he put this one on, and I went, oh, that's pretty good. And then away we went from there. So anyway, that is number 4. Number 4. I'm not sure exactly how to keep doing it, but I'm just going to say 4-4 for now. All right. Up next is going to be, number 5.
5.
Okay, number 5. This one was fairly easy, and again, one that I kind of thought of instantly. This is a couple of these I had to do a little research on, we'll call it. Ding, fries are done. I had to do a little bit of research, but this one I knew was the 5th album. I knew was going to be my 5th. It might be a bit of a giveaway by the hat that I'm wearing. But without further ado, let us gotta set up my next video clip. I'm producer, director, and star all in one here. I'm just trying to do this all at one shot here. And my phone keeps going off. Probably should have shut that off, but too late now. And again, I'm not starting over. Okay, number, what am I on? 5. Yeah, so 5, and you get the gist by now. This one. Yeah, and this is my Resurrection copy because it looks a little cooler and orange on the back. This one's going to come up in another video Yeah, I think it's going to come up in a Fast 5. I can't remember. This one will probably come up a few times. Maybe it already was in something. But yes, so I think like a lot of us, first time we were introduced to Kiss, if you're of the 57 to be 58 in 3 weeks age group, Pauline Halloween special. That's what it was for me anyway. So there you go. 5-5. And yeah, there you go. Let's move on to the next one.
6.
Quickly, just about Kiss. What do you think of them being avatars and living on in infamy? Let me know in the comments. As well, always leave a comment, please and thanks. I would appreciate it. New to the YouTube world, so comments, good, bad, indifferent, I'll take them. And I'll try and reply to them as well. Okay, up next. Oh, and Kiss might come up in that bands I saw this year video that's going to come up down the line. All right, up next is, what are we on? We're on 6? Yeah, we're on 6, right? Yes, we are on 6. Again, trying to manipulate the video and talk at the same time. Number 6. Whoa, that's really in the light. There we go. All right. AC/DC, Back in Black. Again, I probably should have had well, although it's different. Meatloaf and Led Zeppelin were both their second album. I was going to say I probably should have had Highway to Hell on here as well, but that wasn't their 6th. Anyway, so you get it. This is number 6 for me. Again, this was put out there by MetalMickey, and I think a lot of guys that were doing it, it was a lot of metal. So again, thanks for letting me steal it if it was all supposed to be metal, because as you can see, there's some classic hard rock in there, but there's not metal. All right, up next.
7.
Not sure why number 7 was smaller than the rest of them, but that's all right. A little behind the scenes look. Anyway, all right, so number 7 for me, 7th album, number 7 for me, and again, a band that is going to come up in the concerts I went to this year video. A little U2 and Achtung Baby. Very close as to my favorite being this or Joshua Tree, but I think between seeing these guys at the Sphere this year and just listening to this a few more times as of late, I think this one does it. So again, Joshua Tree's pretty darn close, but this is number 7 and my 7 and their 7, and you know what I mean, right? Okay, up next.
8.
All right, where are we going to go now? We are going to go to number 8. Yes, of course, because we just played the video. Hopefully the little video clips aren't getting in the way of this, but, you know, I thought I'd have a little bit of fun, try and mix it up a little bit, try and play around a bit and have a little bit of fun, because all I will ever do on here is have some fun and put some positive out into the world. There is way, way too much negative, and I just want to put positive out there. So, with all that said, we're on to number 8, and if you're playing along and you're thinking, geez, what could be his number 8? Well, it could be this one. And I got to change where the light is. But we're working on it. It's okay. So, yeah, this is number 8 by them. Again, there's some semantics because there was Canadian pressings and international pressings, etc., etc. But as far as this goes, this is considered number 8, and it should be. So, don't need to say anything more about that because, well, it's Sgt. Pepper's. So really, what more do you need to know? And again, this is all subjective, all my opinion. You show me your, however far into it you can get. I don't know if I was trying to get to 12. It just happened to be that I got to 12. So there was one I was trying to get to, and then I didn't get it into place, and then I thought about it later, and it's not really my favorite. But anyway, yeah, I'm digressing. So let's move on, shall we?
9.
Okay, we are at double digits. And actually, we're at double digits now as far as subscribers to the channel go as well. So thanks very much for that. I'd like to say we're trying to hit triple digits, but it's going to be a bit because we're only at 20. But hey, I'm trying. I'm putting lots of content out there and seeing what sticks, throwing it out and seeing what sticks. Hopefully you're enjoying it. I guess if you're this deep into the video, you must be enjoying it. All right, we are on number 9. And number 9, no, that's the White Album. Number 9, and I left it in this wrapper because it's a really nice copy of, so I've always just kept it in here. And you can see, there it is, Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here. Now, again, there can be an argument for, I've certainly listened maybe to The Wall more. I'm not sure why. And I don't know if that's a true statement or not, but I think it is. Yeah, it is. But this is my favorite by them. Lots are going to say Dark Side of the Moon, but again, this fell into the category of number 9, or the slot of number 9, and it is my favorite by the boys from Pink Floyd. All right, couple to go here, 3 to go.
10.
All right, number 10. Yeah, double digits. Now, I should say, thank you so much for everybody for subscribing, for those that have so far. We are at double digits. I know it doesn't take long to get there, but it's going to be a while till we get to triple digits, so I wanted to say thank you to everybody for double digits. Again, you know, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. New to the YouTube world, so trying to have some fun. And I think I might have said this already. I'm here to have fun. Let's make sure we do. Put out positive things into the world. Okay, number 10. Yeah, right? Here we go. Number 10 is the gentleman from Detroit with all the hair. I don't think Bob's got that much hair left anymore, but this is 10, the 10th album by Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, and or the Bob Seger Project. Anyway, it works out to be number 10, and it is my favorite, other than the fact it has old time rock and roll on it. So I don't know how my favorite album by a band performer can be that when it has a song that I really don't ever want to hear again on it. But the rest is pretty solid. Anyway, so 10th album by Bob Seger, and number 10 on my list. There you go. All right, up next, we've only got a couple to go. Here we go. Please hold.
11.
All right, number 11. You're probably thinking, good Lord, man, what could be the 11th release by a band that is your favorite album? Well, it happens to be this one, Pet Sounds, as I got my hand all over everybody there. Yeah, this, at least according to the lists that I was looking at, again, this is going to be all subjective, for lack of the proper term, as to where they really are, because there's EPs in the mix, etc., etc. But with all of that said, this is number 11 for me. What do you got to say about Pet Sounds? Not too much, but yeah. So I'm not going to, as I'm trying to edit my video a little bit here, or manipulate my video. Lots and lots of surf sound before that, which is fine, but this is the one for me. Did I mention I have a really cool shirt? Yeah, for me, from the Beach Boys. All right, 1 to go.
12. 12.
Okay, so this one might have been, I don't know if stretch is the right word, but I had to seek this one out a little bit, because when I got to 11, then I really wanted to get to 12, and then the whole Sesame Street thing came into play, and really I hope this is going to make it through copyright, and we'll see. But so anyway, 12, and this is where it's going to end. And I could have maybe tried to keep going, but you know, when you get to the 13th or 14th album, it's tough enough getting to 12 of a band. They're probably not your favorite album. But with all that said, number 12, 12th album by the band, number 12 for me, Genesis, self-titled. I enjoy the proggy earlier stuff with Peter Gabriel, etc. And Duke's pretty good, but this for me is my favorite Genesis. I like it, and there you go. So, the 12th album by Genesis, and my favorite by them in the 12th position. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. At this point, it's got to make sense. So there's 12, 11, 10, 9. What a good album. Good Lord, what a good album. 8, 7. Watch for the upcoming video in a little while on the concerts I went to this year. What am I on? 6? Yeah, 6. AC/DC also may factor into the concerts I went to this year. 5. Those guys. I'm going to do a little something down the line on a fast 5 that will have something to do with this cover. Not that that's a tease in any way, because you know what I mean. 4, Bruce. Going to see Bruce next year. 3, Def Leppard. Had a chance to see them a few times now. They were good. Not this year, though. And I don't know if I'd go to that tour with them and Motley Crue. I've seen Motley Crue, and they were really good at that point, but I don't know if I want to see them anymore. What am I on? I'm on 2. This was 2B, though. Honorable mention to Meatloaf, because, yes, there was an album before that. And how about Jim Steinman? Hats off to Jim. Bald hats off to Jim. And number 2A, pretty easy pick. Zeppelin 2. Not the great version of it, but a good version of it. Still looking for one of those. And my favorite debut, these guys. These guys and these guys. Side 1 of this album, I don't know, pretty hard to beat. More Than a Feeling, Peace of Mind, and Foreplay Long Time. That is coming out of the gate pretty darn strong. So there you go. That is my 1, 2, 3 challenge. Where can you get to? Thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Everybody have an awesome day. Like, subscribe, do all those other things. Play along with Racers Fast 5. Keep an eye out for some other stuff. And yeah, thanks for tuning in.